one of my favorite map boys.
Whoever loses this is the first team out of the tournament.
Ryan coming at you live from Krakow as we get stuck into our first teetering on the edge of oblivion here at mid-season finals.
It's a scary one. The two teams from the east, maybe sunsetting a little bit early here on the west coast, but right now ACONYX haven't won a map at LAN, never mind a series, hoping to do some damage against Reject that want to make sure that the Pacific region has a little bit more to work with. So Reject trying to go on the offensive with this sort of more crossfire approach, but it's ACONYX that have a foot on the point first.
We have anything else to work with, going to make them very difficult to try and dislodge. As Headlock's already catching a little bit of this aggression. We're bringing up the Metallic Curtain's going to make sure that a lot of that is going to be waylaid elsewhere. Brownie's been taken out on the other side. Karisu's managed to find themselves an opening. And it feels like right now, Reject on a little bit of a chase. Every time someone comes in, 3 members turn around to try and get on top of them. They're not the fastest lads.
Not at all. And I think Karisu is a player that you need to look at for ACONYX.
Oh, yeah. We need a nerf Spider-Man. That's crazy.
Who 100 Thieves just to the right of us.
That is crazy. We're going to need a nerf on Spider-Man, man.
He's going to be potentially getting a second shot at this one. But right now, it's ACONYX just finding these picks staggered against Reject whilst the point ticks up into the double digits.
Yeah, Cammy's been utilizing that Blade team up as well to have the extra sustainability on these engagements until the Symbiotic Tendrils disconnected.
Now it's whether ACONYX can set themselves up in a good position. You got Lastro with the one-sided Gambit trying to be the difference maker with the Royal Flushes, and Hetlock on the other side just seeing if you can get some of this poke damage in with one of the strongest team-ups that we've seen on this recent patch.
Ice here on Kurisu to once again potentially find that opening pick, but Brownie gets it done with the explosive plasma onto Kenvi Snake, and now the angle control for ACONYX is going to be a little bit stymied, and this does mean that you are going to be seeing a lot of pressure move towards Hetlock. You can see him give away this space, brings out the Chaos Blade eventually. Kenvi Snake's going to be coming on back, but Yaki's tried to turn around here already with the Banhammer, going to punish any lack of accuracy, but Hetlock continues to hit the shots, and Kami's the one who grabs all that damage instead. But this engagement is very perilous, and Hetlock has had their soul consumed by Emma Frost as Reject managed to find themselves a first cap.
Yeah, it was a really good Banhammer that came in from Yaki with his triple Vanguard lineup, and the walls from Piggy as well, just making it really difficult for Hetlock to actually get through here. And with what I mentioned about ACONYX before not winning, they didn't have their strongest lineup at Grand Finals. A couple of players couldn't make it. Hetlock is one of those new players to come in alongside Kenvi Snake and Ghost, as can be mentioned in the interview. So they are hoping to bring a little bit more love, like OUG's had a bit more success, but ACONYX, pre-season winners for the China region, want to show that they're also at this table.
Yaki just taking it upon himself right now to make sure that Kurisu has no free entry to the backline. Piggy somehow just went for a solo. That is unbelievable hate
He
rate
solo ulted the Black Cat.
On down.
I mean, it's the Black Cat.
I respect that.
Just take them down.
I respect that.
And that's the one thing that these teams are going. Like,
I respect that.
Losing
I like
in
that.
These, like, neutral fights is not good enough, and Reject want to see if they can push a little bit more and flip the point.
No, I respect that, chat. That is.
There. Felt like they already had that fight in hand, and now that's going to be
the
Red
good.
Room Rifle back to its default position. One less thing to worry about for ACONYX.
They have the Royal Flush and the copy for God of Mischief sat ready, so yeah, you've used your only Duelist's ultimate, but you've got 3 Vanguards that are just basically ult batteries for these 2 strategists that have their ultimates already, so you don't want to be just sat pretty, because ACONYX have all 6 of their ultimates available to go in for a fight. It's just trying to find the right opportunity to do it.
Fully loaded armory. You can see that Kurisu is already making waves in the back, forcing out resources from Reject, and they are going to have to give up the high ground as well. Now towards the back, Kami's going to start draining the life force of everyone with those symbiotic tendrils, and Hetlock takes to the skies. Meteor M, but where does it go? You can see the regeneration of Banes from the Loki instead. They want to go for Song
no.
who down. And an excellent Mad Cannon will take out that primary healing that comes through from the Loki. Kurisu's not done just yet, continues to fire after the Black Widow, and Brownie has been chased on down. This should be ACONYX to play with, unless some manner of uber clutch comes out.
Well, 3 ultimates got used, 4 even, as the Feast of the Abyss got used, but the point is
that mag is popping off, bro.
Well, to actually push this all the way to 99%, and ACONYX using a boatload of stuff to work with. Yeah, you've got 1 Royal Flush that was used from last stroke, but you've got another one in hand ready to go, and you're literally just going to build up for this entangled prison that's going to come in from Piggy.
All right, Ghost looking for an entry here. Also, can hang out at the back, just doesn't want to have their ultimate forced too early.
We've also got the White Fox with the
His Ghost seeing Ghosts?
It's going to be really key here. It's pretty much the same thing, but you lose Kurisu just in these moments. ACONYX want to get set up, but they're losing players that are just overextended or going for these fights. And Reject are not afraid to throw ultimates to make sure that they're playing at an advantage. 99%
in their favor, going straight over towards the point, and well, the ult from the Emma Frost is going to make things very difficult. Perfectly timed Mag Bubble, but Ghost is still within the confines of the Sonic Seduction, so cannot use their ultimate. Has to come down to the White Fox instead.
That's actually really not good for that team, dude.
the
dude.
point is entirely
That is
in
really not good
Reject's
for
possession. Sunghoon managed to get some
ACONYX.
value out of that ultimate. Now Piggy's looking for somewhere to put their own, but in the end, it would be ideal if they don't have to actually try and invest it. And while
That is
Karasu may
not
get their
good, dude.
martyrdom frag onto Lastro, there's nothing more to be gained for ACONYX, and Reject walk away with our first sub-map.
I mean, they wanted to go for the triple Vanguard against 100 Thieves. They sort of stuck to it on that first point. Looked pretty decent, a little bit more even than some of the other points for sure. But when they switched over to more 2-2-2, when it was clear it wasn't going to work against the North American team, that 2-2-2 setup looked a little bit more wonky. But Reject here, I wonder if they're going to stay on this, because I think it was this point that they initially
It looks like a
ran
pretty even
early on
matchup,
today.
though.
And it does mean it is a long day.
Damn,
It's a long day
Yaki
for
is at
everybody, but on these teams in
0
particular,
deaths.
Like 3 best of 3s to sort of potentially play all in tandem. ACONYX just want to get something on the board here, but just the amount of eliminations, because Yaki hasn't gone down once, and when you've got triple Vanguard, it's hard enough to get those eliminations, never mind a few to actually turn a point over.
Also,
Yeah,
I don't really
with,
think I
Lastro
agree
on
with
stage
the White
saying
Fox,
they didn't want to go home
you know,
without a win
character,
under their
but
belt. Reject is one of our partner teams as well, so it's that high expectation upon them. You can see Yaki.
they are giving,
they
they do have a team ability, though.
Front opening of the pentagram of Ferala.
It's also for Reject, you've got the Reject players and then the Crazy Raccoon players that have also played at international events too. So it's like the double focus, I suppose, on the region to actually quite do well. It's the Team Heretics Classic, I suppose, of trying to find a player to jump in on, but ACONYX have managed to adjust nicely. Still, again, putting their foot on the point first to sort of force Reject to go a little bit more offensively, but the Strangling Prison is the more offensive thing they could go for. They've got Karisu again, it's overextended perhaps.
Yeah, Brownie and Lastro will do that one so bad towards the back. A couple of squishies caught within. You can see the self-cleanse come through from Balloon, but wasn't quite in time. Yaki's there with the Hell Yeah Baby team up. And that is
Bro,
well
3
rewarded. Reject
tanks
should get
with
first
a
capture
solo
here.
DPS
Karisu
Black
has been
Widow. They're
first
kind of
elimination
cooking.
against ACONYX far too often. He's trying to go in for
Also-
the flanks, really put pressure on Reject because it worked so well earlier to just make
I
sure
love
that
how
Shanghai
this
gonna
is
be
like
under
on the
a little bit
main
more
stage,
pressure,
chat.
but he's
This
not
is
need
what
this
we're
Morgan
looking
this
at
time.
on
He's
the
got
main
Loki,
stage.
So he has got a little bit more to work with, as well as 3 Vanguards that are going to just peel for him if and when it's needed.
All right, Yaki for now, just being aware that that Elsa trap is going to be a problem. Takes it on down, has the Banhammer to play with, knows that Headlock is currently presenting a lot of threat off the back of that Chaos Blade. Now, pulling on in towards the back, Banhammer used Astro on the other side as well. Out comes the Raging Royal Flush, and it has to be answered, but it's not going to be in time to try and save Cammy. ACONYX Esports down to the side. Are they going to try and connect with this one? Indeed, the Glartrox is brought on in. It steals away one of the Vanguards from Reject. The Triage should be good, but Gargoyle has been taken too far away to rescue. But ACONYX still have to make their commute here towards the center of the point, and Kemby
Ooh, Brownie with the
off-angle.
headshot.
Brownie just playing with that sprint. Headlock takes to the sky. Are they going to be taken down? They fell low on HP, and Brownie's Assassin's precision is just going to be able to carve through everybody.
Yeah, a little bit skew with, but Headlock finds that pick onto Piggy, so it's still more of a mad scramble on the objective, but ACONYX are dedicating a lot, and the point is still not in their favor. Reject have managed to get 2/3 of it so far. Calling card's going to be dedicated for Karisu, as Headlock's found himself another one. Now the eliminations are coming in, but it's still like 3/4. Reject are doing so well to stall this out, even dedicating the ultimate to actually steal it on the other side, getting the fate of both worlds, but it got a mischief, means that eventually it's going to flip for the 80% like day.
Yeah, Gargoyle is still sticking with this Doctor Strange as well. Almost has the Eye of Agamotto. Not actually going to give it up 50% of a charge.
I don't
towards
know
Sonic
why,
Seduction.
but I
They
feel
saw how
like
much it got done against Valuna previously by stopping that fate of both
Both
worlds
teams
from
are playing a
coming
little
through.
messy right now.
Still here for Reject. They are going to be able to steal away this high ground, I imagine. It's going to be difficult to try and out-pressure this Mag who has the Chaos Blade available.
Just hoping to churn up some of that damage sooner rather than later. They even got some pressure onto the objective itself, but ACONYX have managed to make these traps sort of work. It's a little bit more awkward now, but ACONYX have managed to try to disengage as much as possible. They just don't want to take the fight, Harry.
Wait, Headlock is so isolated right now. Could be cut off if Reject has tried to make a play onto it.
Well, also,
but instead,
millions. Appreciate the
Kemby
match of
Snake
1,000
opens
bits,
up
my
on the other
friend.
side as Yaki falls on down, and now Piggy's going to be looking for an opening for the Strangling Prison, but given that Reject are already down one, they might not want to connect.
They just don't want to take this fight in even standards, trying to use this high ground Reject to see if they can put these players into a bad position. But we have to listen for a very key Iron Groot as the Entanglement Prison is
Yeah,
going to be
thank you,
available.
Gabby.
Chris's been caught again!
Oh my goodness, however, Eye of Agamotto, it's only stunned Sunghoon for now, who brought up those
Oh, that guy got
regeneration
bullied,
domains.
bro.
There's going
Oh
to be
my.
punishment there. Egg-Tart, how far do they try and commit with this one? The long range from
Wait, did
Piggy,
he
but
just...
it's instantly
That's the
cleansed away by
second time he
Ghost.
did
Just
that. The
forgetting
last
about that
series, he
team
did
up
the
that
same
Luna
thing,
has.
bro.
Gargoyle
He
still
tried
able to seize
a
the soul of
long
Magneto
range
and
of
take
Groot
over
ult and completely miss.
Piggy! Flee away, but Reject have everything they need.
Was Piggy a tank player in the Overwatch League chat? I swear he was a DPS player, wasn't he?
With the Thorn Lash walls is going to be Reject now in control again.
He didn't miss? No. It looked like he missed. It looked like he missed.
Just a little bit more oomph. Even as a Vanguard, it feels like you're just running another duelist that's a little bit beefier alongside ACONYX. Have it all to play for now as they pretty much have to get one foot onto the objective to stall it. No portal play in hand as of yet, but 99% is hit and overtime looms.
Headlock has to stay on this point right now. Uses their self bubble, can be snake found around the outside. I think the banhammer may have been used there by Yaki as well. Headlock, can they impact? Yes, they can. Brownie reduced to a stain on the Krakoan pavement right here. As there's also going to be Maloki in trouble. Transposes himself into a brand new regeneration domain, and Gargoyle walks on forward to claim the souls, minds, and hearts of all of ACONYX. But Ghost keeps them dancing. The beats don't stop right here, and Egtar's found himself a nice little position from which to spit down the water. The God of Mischief found, and now the Raging Royal Flush is ready to go. A re-aggression from here from Reject, and Sunhoon just has to try and focus on surviving. Gargoyle's going to be the one to get the damage done. Kenby Snake is found. Brownie's on the off angle, round the back. The sniper rifle has been loaded, and bullet after bullet.
Oh, you gotta hit them shots, man. You gotta hit them shots. Come on, man.
They're running low on second chances, running low on heals. The Sunhoon finds it round the back, and Gargoyle just has to deal with the remainder of the stragglers.
Oh, all he said was "we," bro. Hey, Rejects kind of dominated this game, bro.
Get that first map. Reject pushed pretty well, but in this end, that triple Vanguard working so much better for them. And ACONYX finding good moments, but when you've got Reject building up that much progression, and then you just keep losing Karisu, and he's like, let's get into position, ready to fight. We've lost a player. And Reject know enough. They're experienced enough to go, in that 6v5, we can use these ultimates. We can go for these engages. Gargoyle had some really good Emma Frost ultimates, and those ults are perfect in those situations where
they just went around
many times, but in a 6
and they don't seem happy.
That'll work lovely.
Kenby Snake.
I'd be celebrating, bro. Hey, listen.
Here, we're doing 14.2k damage.
That's just one step closer to your goal, bro. They don't even look happy.
Of course, we did see one pull away of Gargoyle.
I understand the job's not finished, but you chit chat. You can say, hey, yo, good stuff, good stuff. That's what a lot of teams do. Like, hey, yo, fist bump, fist bump.
Early game, when he got those value off the dives, like, oh, if I just keep diving deeper and deeper, I can keep getting that value.
Yeah.
But Reject, they really adapted to that quickly, and after that, Karisu kind of fed himself in.
Yeah, and I think it's one of these things, like, I haven't got experience coaching Chinese players from this game, but in other games, there's so much focus that goes more into, like, mechanics, right? Especially, like, just making sure that your aim is as crisp as it can be. And certainly on LAN, you actually have, like, a good opportunity to mechanically outdiff players even from, like, the more tenured, experienced regions for hero shooters, right? But in these cases, they had like a game plan. They wanted to just sort of go for the one-sided Magneto, but when it's a Gambit on the other side, it felt that the backline was a lot more comfortable from Reject. They weren't hounded. Even though Karisu had a good game, it still felt that they were a little bit more stable than what we saw against the 100 Thieves earlier today.
Yeah, when we had that Gambit team up that they get with Magneto, this constantly repelling orb, it did make sure that the Magneto couldn't really take these angles that they really wants to, getting aggressive with the Chaos Blade. Because really you want to walk on a backline, right? And maybe if you
damn, wait a minute. It looks like a lot of people left and don't want to watch the lower bracket games, bro. Look at the crowd.
Once Karisu was rebuffed, suddenly you could go a little bit more fast.
I think a lot of people left, man. I guess it's also on a Monday and it's like 2:50 over there.
And like I mentioned, we saw
it is Monday at a 2. No, sorry, not Monday. It's a Wednesday at 2:50. Chat. People are probably working and shit. So I mean, I think Friday and Saturday is going to be a little better.
When we did see all
sorry, I don't know why I said Monday.
Teams come in,
when it gets to Friday and Saturday, I think it's going to get a lot better.
This team. And you have to imagine as well, even though they play in different regions, like Asia Pacific, China being different, they must scrim each other a lot. Even like EMEA and America's teams are scrimming over towards the
okay, I think we're going to have to wait a bit until the next game, chat. So
exactly what they're doing.
Yeah,
we have a few minutes here.
And also like just keeping the secrets, as you said, from your peers when you might head into a bracket with them.
Why are you still stuck on Monday?
Our playoffs bracket
because
here.
Monday was a good day, bro.
EMEA versus EMEA, as well as some NA versus NA. So there's a lot of precedent when it comes to hiding those strats. But also one of the things I've noticed. How
many days? This goes to. This is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The real games start tomorrow. These games that are just today are 4 teams, and you're basically trying to figure out of the 4 teams who are the best 2 to move on till tomorrow, and then that's where you get your top 8 bracket at.
That's like the Chinese equivalent of our.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good mouse. Look at that mouse, bro. He has Reject on it. He has his team name on the mouse. That's pretty cool.
The stats were crazy. Oh, speaking of which, it's Museum of Contemplation. This is a map that, like, the stats across all of the regions I'd say it's been picked like 60 times, and it's been like 15 wins. Teams that pick this map, when they go and lose, tend to go and lose this map as well.
Oh my God,
it's
tomorrow
not like
EU?
a home
Tomorrow
ground that
EU? What do you
really
mean?
rely on, but it is such a good test of just how well can you break these like triple holds? Can you get full held? Can you push all the way to the end? It's a fine margins map, and it really tests some of the fundamentals. And on a LAN stage, that can only be a good thing if ACONYX feel that they're the better squad here.
Yeah, I wonder if ACONYX are hoping that they can try and make this one-sided Magneto come to fruition in the ban stage again. But of course, this is one of the maps where Gambit is like less pressing of a first protect, because you're often going to be looking towards like a triple strategist backline. Something like an Adam, a Rocket, an Invis down these narrow lanes. So Gambit isn't as much.
Doesn't look like that
must
anyone's
first protect
talking on that team, though.
I
Is
mean,
it
at the
just
very
me, or
least,
just
we're,
it looks like
consistent.
everyone's
The thing
just
is,
checked
Reject,
out?
even though I said like a lot of Pacific teams do play this map,
I feel like they know they're gonna lose, so no one's talking. Like no one. Where's the hype? Where's the?
Reject are very good against all of the other teams in the Pacific region, other than Gen G. And even then, we only saw those two face off in stage 1 in preseason. The Oceania region and Pacific were sort of kept separate, right? So we saw both of these teams be champions. In fact, we have 2 champions here so far, but stage 1, when we get these mid-season finals on an international stage, that's what people are looking for.
See, this team's talking. This team is laughing. They're smiling.
Reject and ACONYX. ACONYX, unfortunately, they stand on the precipice of oblivion here at mid-season finals, and that is going to weigh heavily upon our Chinese pre-season champions. Who are
Oh, that's a nice
desperate to
pink
try and
keyboard.
show
I like
exactly
that.
what their region can do when going up against the best in the world.
Reject sort of going for it. They're like, we're getting into the draft. Minor spoilers. Mantis first ban. Not really
People
much
don't
of a
have
spoiler.
fun on video games anymore. That is
It
not
actually
true,
not too
chat.
much
We all
focus on
love
the Gambit.
Marvel
It's like
Rivals
said,
at
Loki
ranked,
has
right?
been the one that's been protected first.
We all have
I mean,
fun.
There's been a lot more focus on Rocket here, so Rocket Loki is as a copy is a really good way to sort of
Right?
get around it.
You
And
guys
we've already
love your
seen a lot
random
of
ranked
these, like,
teammates, right?
Just payload maps. Strategists be hit really hard and making sure that you have one that can make a lot of copies work, build off big ultimates, and not necessarily just your own. Loki's a good thing to build around.
Yeah, there are some great set positions here for Loki Doppelganger.
Do you have a
as well, to try
whiteboard and a
maximize
teacher's
your
pointer?
healing output,
Yes.
So that maybe you could make a double strategist defensive lineup work. And of course, maybe there's a world where you can slip the Gambit through.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be a major concern. Maybe we see something like a double res here if Adam Warlock gets through and Loki copies the Adam Warlock for that extra karmic revival. That could prove very troublesome, but a protect on the thing potentially from ACONYX is being hovered right now.
I mean, there's been so much focus from like Reject banning out the thing as well. Like what we just saw from the final map, it was ACONYX that did ban, went for the ban on thing, wasn't protect, so it could have been banned, but Reject didn't seem to
Yo,
matter
what's
too
up,
much.
Nick? How you
But
doing?
We have seen, again, like from Rad and 100 Thieves, just if that thing gets into position, which it's not hard for him to do now because he has so many buttons to just be like, hello, I'm 3 feet in front of you.
Man, that
slap.
guy's hair looks
There's so many
thick,
abilities
bro.
like that it just means if you can get the thing into position, he is immovable. and he
Bro,
will
this
move
camera
you if he
quality is
needs to.
so good. You can see
Yeah,
like
he
the
will move
sweat
you,
on
you
this
cannot
guy's
move him,
face.
especially with that
Jeez.
disgusting. Gives him so much extra
I'm doing
range.
good, Nick.
Looks like we may see Reject opt into a one-sided mag here, which has managed to clear the ban phase so far. So one-sided Chaos Blade. That is going to do a lot of damage to the thing, but they kind of have a bit of a stalemate, you know? Like, you can't really approach the mag when he's wielding his sword because it does so much damage to the thing.
Yo, what's up, Shib? How you doing?
Nullify that at all with the metallic
Shib, how's
Like
your
the ban on
first
the
day
group,
going?
even
How's
though
the
we've
first
seen
day? Is it
a
going
lot
well?
of group, probably one of the more popular Vanguards that we've seen today.
Yo, we
So,
got
granted, it's
Cozy in the
early
chat.
days,
Now
like,
we
I
have
think we're all
Shiv in the
keen to see
chat.
what the leading character's
W.
going to be, so we can cosplay these players in our own ranked games and be surprised when it doesn't quite work out in favor here. But ACONYX, it's also just like
Hey,
the
what's up,
whiplash
Magooby?
effect of,
I
like,
can
oh,
only
you're
drop by
waiting
for a
these
second, but
games,
dude,
you're
yeah,
gonna be
this is
strong.
sick.
Sleep
Yo,
last night
send me
and then
pictures,
Glenn suddenly
please.
got in on
Send me
an elimination
pictures. I
game
wanna
like this
show
and won
chat. Can you
potentially
send us
left,
pictures of
and you're
like the
attacking first.
backstage?
Reject probably looking to try
And, what-
make
and
this
all
a
the
very
stuff?
straightforward full hold for them. Seeing if they're gonna
And
go for the
possibly
triple
some more
Vanguard
stuff
triple
after
strategist. I can
stream.
see
You
a
know
bit
what I'm
of
saying? You know what I'm
a
saying?
Yaki storm looming, and I'd say it's very similar to like what we have from Frost Mountain.
Hey,
That player
W
like,
Shib.
known for
That's
these kind of
awesome.
win characters, but
Love you,
calculate,
Shib.
as we saw with the triple
Chat, can we get a
Vanguard
W for Shib? He's gonna give us a backstage tour.
Boosting a Winter Soldier here instead of a Punisher. The Punisher is often the
Also,
picture
Shib,
draw
make
when
sure
it
you
comes
send
to
some
these
pictures of the
small
chocolate
rank
starfish
compositions,
later.
but I particularly think that the Winter Soldier has a unique advantage against someone like a Penny to try and pull them out of their nest where they are at their most comfortable. But ACONYX is going to be using the Penny here. Instead, a lot of CC immunity, a lot of immovability off the back of the Ironwood Wall from the group, and of course the Diamond form with the Emma.
Sorry, did I say that on the main channel? My bad,
Reject
guys.
attacking first, right? So now even actually, it's over on a push to try and go in for these fights as ACONYX are trying to go for the mad scramble. They're going to be attacking first, trying to sort of set the line in the sand of where it's going to be drawn. And Reject, it's more of just that mad scrap now. You got the Storm on the attack trying to go in for this fight. And yeah, the triple Vanguard with the low-key Adam, hoping for a copy, but you have a lot of ultimates to build up.
There you go. There you go. They're running a much better spawn hold. I like that. ACONYX is running a really good team comp for full holding. Reject needs to figure out their comp.
Chris, who's not going to be caught too far out of position if he's going to be playing this like front-to-back style, but he is the standout player statistically for ACONYX. Has done a lot of work for them to actually qualify for a mid-season final and also become pre-season champions. For Reject now, it's just a case of attrition. If you've been caught out into position here with these walls, it's another pick for Chris, who has found himself free, and the only free in the server so far.
Yeah, Brownie just getting caught in the corner was absolutely brutal. But why?
But why? Please.
Well, it forced out Ektar in response, who uses their own invisible boundary, which is going to slow the roll here of the Storm. Admittedly, like Ghost can still have their own copy here off the back of the God of Mischief, but that's a bit of an ugly ult.
One of those comical moments of like, say go, no, go, okay, Invis ultimate go. ACONYX here didn't need to trade that, but again, you've got a low-key that now has that God of Mischief. If you want to go for the camera revival, you can do, but there is still a good chance to go for these invisible boundaries if and when you need. Reject have those duelist ultimates. They're going to come in with the Omega Hurricane first. Maybe it's going to follow on with a stun that goes on to Piggy. He has the clobber in time.
Oh, if they had a Jeff, bro, that would have been so big. Oh, dude, if they had a Jeff, that would have been so. That would have been a big swallow, bro.
God of Mischief as well. Up comes the second invisible boundary. Piggy tries to peel for everyone using
nice peel for your team by Piggy. Good stuff. Kind of saved this team right there. Nice. Go Brownie. Go Brownie. Go Brownie. Go Brownie. Go. Go Brownie. Go Brownie. Go Brownie. Go. Come on. No more against. Come on.
But Calling Aura has faded away in another usage of the invisible boundary. Astro's just building these up so quickly. In this mono lane composition, the AoE healing is absolutely king.
Nice. Nice. Nice crystal.
Kicks them off of this zone.
Yeah, Chris, who's done so well, not only just finding all of these eliminations as Cammy really gets close and personal for Brownie. A full hold going against Reject here as ACONYX wanted to build around his defense, and it's working. But Chrisu, it was a great ultimate, the Silent Seduction, to sort of protect the end of the Kamet Revival, making sure that some big ultimates from Reject aren't just going to clear everybody up again. Another God of Mischief almost available for Ghost. ACONYX is sitting here perfectly, but these are the kind of moments where these mistakes can happen, and Reject is starting to change up with the Black Cat and the Elsa switch over for the Duelists.
I'll try and get a little bit more pressure towards that back line. You can see regeneration domain's already been used. It's time to start cleaving through them. That's going to be a Phantom Pursuit moving away into a more safe area, but Gargoyle's taking so much damage, and the strategist just can't see them.
I'm going to show you guys some photos after. Should send some photos to us.
Back to a drawing board here for Reject with 47 seconds remaining.
Weren't expecting that this was going to be the thing that happened.
Yeah,
Reject,
I don't know if any team...
This map is pretty much consistently played on. As the casters, they've seen enough of it. There's enough to contemplate for
I
Reject.
don't know if Reject is going to beat Rad. I think Rad is going to move on. That's what I have in the predictions. I think Reject is going to win this and then play against Rad, but Rad's going to win.
The difference maker with another invisible boundary built up and used from Ektar.
All right, you can see that Sunwing's been able to find the Fate of Birth Worlds here. 3 stuns onto 3 players, but there's not going to be too much in the way of follow-up onto them. Instead, Brownie and Yaki looks towards those who are not stunned, and those who remain will just have to wait as ACONYX have lost out on their Adam Res. And so Reject finally get a touch of momentum.
Yeah, just before they can get a Kamet Revival in, they two Vanguard Ultimates, Headlock switching over towards the Strange, go for a portal play in a good position, but Reject have plenty to work with themselves.
Reject going to be able to answer here with the calling card of the Sonic Seduction. There's going to be good cover here, at least for Headlock. They had plenty of time to park that portal properly, but Brownie's getting up close and personal. That's going to be the Glartrox to open up. Only 2 Vanguards are grabbed, but the follow-up's not going to be there. Gargoyles are going to try and come in for a second strike with a Sonic Seduction, but it's just going to be exchanged on the other side with Kurisu also immune.
Let's be real, none of the Asia Pacific / China teams are going to make it to the top 3. I think Gen G can make it up very far. I heard great things about Gen G, and I can't wait until we watch them tomorrow.
As well. Still worried about that resurrection. Lastro drags everyone forward. Can they deal with the damage that's been brought to the fore? Reject are running low on momentum, and ACONYX, they still have even more to play with here. It's all out brawl for the Kami's just going to be doing so much damage. Piggy swings away with the stone haymakers for clobbering. Fist, Browning's on the other side. Ghost has managed to get yet another usage of a strategist ultimate towards the back. Headlock just
I hope someone's on the cart. I hope someone's on the cart.
Away from the strategist. And now how do you try and support your frontline who are sticking on the point? A clobbering time for Piggy. They want it on to the Doctor Strange, but Kenvi Snake's already resurrected themselves in the back of the Karmic Revival. Sounds ready to go. Sunghoon yet again with the fate of both worlds, but is there going to be an opening here for Reject to try and get something working?
Seeing if they can actually go for this a little bit more. You have another window for Reject where there isn't those big strategist ultimates to out-sustain this fight, but they haven't managed to do much with it beforehand. And now we've got the Camera Revival being used. There's nobody that's actually been eliminated. They just feel that Reject are maybe going to go off the back of this, but this could be a huge misstep for ACONYX if this doesn't go well. It's Gargoyle's found one. The Resurrect starting to come in. It seems that ACONYX are running out of steam, but there's not enough.
I think Moto ready to be open. Headlock towards the back. It's frozen.
Oh my god, dude.
Prime and Piggy is there with the punish. Can't
clobbering time.
Oh.
3 stuns, but Yaki is not one of those.
I cannot believe they broke this spawn the first hold, bro. Yeah, that was a great hold by ACONYX, though.
They cast it. All they got up was Kami again.
That was a great hold.
At least the attack inside of Reject should be done. They did so well when they didn't have the Gone of Mischief and the Invisible Boundary to out-sustain fights, holding onto the Camera Revival, and then it just came out and it didn't seem to need to be used. Like, Reject just fight it out in the end, and now ACONYX switching over to a more of a 2-2-2. Karisu is also going over towards that Black Cat, but these are the moments where Reject really are going to turn this map around. It should be done and dusted for ACONYX, but this defense has floundered. They need to try and hold here with 2 minutes left.
All hands on stations now. Reject, they finally got some momentum in their favor and plenty of ultimates to try and work with as well. The calling card good to go. It's already going to be unleashed, and Kurisu's been taken out on the other side. Clobbering time seems to grab 2 Vanguards, but they're easily answered here by Egtar. I think the Ghost may have already actually used their own ultimate, and so it's going to be forced for ACONYX here to use 2 invisible boundaries in a row. Sunghoon's just going to wait now. Actually wants to dive on in and try and rescue someone, but I think that this may have been an overcommitment from Reject. For a second that Ghost used that ultimate, it should have been a slow roll from Reject to try and force out that ult economy.
They killed that Groot, right? There's no way. There's no way,
because
bro.
he was very low HP to try and disengage, and finally ACONYX on this second point of defense, finding a full hold, a big dedication, but the point is in a perfect position to try and hold on the defense.
Lots of space to try and work with here, and now Kenvi Snake. They can really tax these approaches with the increased primary fire damage it also gets from his team up.
Even good for the 2 traps as well, so not the 4 instinct over with Deadpool. And Headlock trying to build up this ultimate again as they're halfway to having one of those invisible boundaries in hand. And the comp staying the same for Reject. They built up that Sound of Seduction, leaping in with the dive.
Gargoyle wants to open this, but has to deal with
nice
the
wall.
walls. Piggy's not going to be there to help them, and so it's going to be a solo Vanguard push for Reject if they want it. But honestly, they're not too far from their spawn. They can just pull this one here.
See now how much there can be done from
Yo,
Gargoyle,
TTK's in the chat.
Yeah,
wait, why does it say 2-2? How you doing, TTK? How you doing? How you doing? Good stuff today, bro. Who do you guys play tomorrow? Do you know? Also, I hope your dad's there.
Generation Domain has been used. It's going to be a big opening for Piggy.
Say hi to your dad for me. You play against Navi tomorrow? Oh, that's going to be cinema. You play against Terra?
Not good enough, but now Sunghoon will stand alone in the back line. Piggy gets 2. A bunch of the more fragile members of ACONYX are taken up to the air and then buried 6 feet under the ground.
Damn, bro, that's going to be a good game. Yeah, TTK, you played really well today, man. I even heard you...
in overtime again, pushing a little bit further on. And just
we heard a little bit of your comms. Good stuff.
ACONYX have let things slip out of their hands, but having a calling card, a clobbering time, Gone of Mischief, you have more than enough.
Imagine if 100 Thieves wins against Navi tomorrow, chat. That'll be cinema.
Try and force out some of these resources from Reject. Brownie already coming out with the Galadrox. I believe 2 players were caught within, and Kurisu could not be
TTK,
rescued.
if you also meet Vess's mom, can you tell her that she's amazing from me? Thank you.
Just swapped away. Piggy follows in afterwards, following after Kami, going up against their counterpart. Wants to turn around, maybe here with a clobbering time to try and stop them in their tracks. But Sunghoon has dragged everyone forward towards the back.
He solo ulted the Black Cat again, bro. Oh no, different person. I love it.
Be enough because now Piggy is free to roam, and boy is he gonna find the slot to feed upon.
I love how group players are solo ulting Hunting a black cat. Deserved.
Of ACONYX, and it seems like we just can't get anyone towards the cart right now. Ektar exits from a fade directly into the magical whistles of Sunghoon, and he's slain.
And we go a little bit further on. Reject in overtime seem to be just able to keep pushing this on, and ACONYX changing up stuff a little bit more, away from that low-key now to go for the Lunar Snow. Karisu switching over towards the Punisher as well. Just feeling that there needs to be a little bit more...
Don't tell jokes like that, Jay. Wait, what do you mean?
Ultimates. Even going to go for the Daredevil, feeling that maybe that Black Cat isn't working out too well, or he's been shut down, or wants to shut down Yaki, that's going to go over to the Black Cat themselves.
Black Cat's going to be constantly checked here by the Daredevil. No stealthy approaches when you're going up against Matt Murdock. He will deliver justice one way or another, but already caught within one of those traps. Brownie has to use all of them. Oh, that's a bad shift.
Oh, he misses. Damn, that actually kind of sucks.
That's a bad shift. I think you've made a reference I don't even think you intended to, but like, still, Gargoyle's found himself another big ultimate. We're sort of saying it was egged out with these invisible boundaries, but Gargoyle is feasting on these silent seductions, and there's always a good time and place to use them. He finds the right targets, just pulling him out and CCing him. Means that Lastro, with a little bit more damage and spice over on that Lunar Snow, can find the picks, and it's constantly moving from Reject.
Gargoyle has all
What's the biggest that you could get? Oh, I'll show you what the
100,
biggest is. Look, ready?
DPS is going to be rather unsustainable to try and play against him. Battle leap
It's
towards
cold
the back,
outside.
Went for a clobbering time.
It's very
but
cold
I don't
outside.
See any stun icons on the side of ACONYX. Must have gone too wide at that point still. It made some space to try and take down Kenvy's Snake. Lastro, with the fate of both worlds, is going to make sure that Reject can stay on this point, but this is one of the more perilous objectives.
You guys
in
just
the
don't
game,
understand.
Right?
It's
Staying on
very
it is
cold.
not too easy. Karasu falls down, and now Headlock has to try and disengage. Just covering fire coming through from the Thing, who just circles around their compatriot.
That's a big ult. That's a big ult. That's a big ult. That's a big ult. It's gonna hit the wall. Yep, it hit the. I think it hit the wall. Damn, I think he's pissed off. Chat, you saw that? He put his head down and everything. Oh, Reject. Reject was about to get full held on first point, and they just fully capped.
That's the main question. Reject have just pulled that from absolutely nowhere, and ACONYX, they're going to be kicking themselves because they
ACONYX literally was holding them at first point, spawn holding them, and then they just lost it all, dude. Oh my god.
You just have it up all the time. There was such a strong window for Reject of like, ACONYX have neither of those ultimates. We can find a pick. And they couldn't get anything out of ACONYX. They were built so well. They were so disciplined with how they played. Nobody got eliminated. It was
all that
just
because of the Adam sold his ult.
Just a little bit
bro,
too early with a Camera Revival, trying
He's-
to premeditate what this aggression from Reject was going to be. But then it was just like problem after problem. They're getting in their own heads, and somehow Reject has managed to finish one of the hardest maps to finish as a convoy map.
Yeah, that's the problem with that preemptive ult, right? Because you don't want it to be in a dangerous position. So for those who get rezzed, can be like healed up and triaged effectively. But that also means that you're going to be isolated for Yaki to get on top of you and find a 1v1 that's really in the Adam's favor.
So now ACONYX need to try to make their attacking side work a little bit better. At the very least, having to finish their map choice. Most teams, we're so used to, like, you pick a map, you start on attack first, because it's like, okay, we got full held, we know our defense needs to play a certain way, or we managed to finish the map, we can do this. Like, our compositions can change and work in certain areas. They defended first because they were so hell-bent that their defense, that full hold was going to work, and it didn't. So now this attack needs to find just as much success, or they're on the ticket home back to China.
Okay, Kenvy's actually going to be using the Daredevil team up here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the Luna's like team-up ability is very easy to bait out, chat. I think what the problem is that it's like a 12-second cooldown or a 10-second cooldown, bro. You can literally waste that ability and still get it back before they do anything.
First pick onto Yaki. I actually find it a lot. This defense from Reject isn't quite looking as robust as ACONYX did to begin with, at the very least.
He overextended a touch there. Yeah, they forced out the Loki lamps a little bit early, but honestly, I think they just fed themselves over to Karasu and Kenvy.
I like Kenvy's got the seaside skin on for Punisher. I forgot the word skin there, but like in the Sunshine State of all things as well, so it's very much on theme.
The Sunshine State.
This summer can end in a bit of a hit and a win, a map win at the very least.
Isn't that
ACONYX
Florida?
They would be happy to go home with, but it's looking to be against them so far.
Gargoyle's taking the off angle here.
There's no way California is called the Sunshine State.
He's fallen low. Brownie managed to get that one, and now Yaki just looking to try and hold this space, make sure that Gargoyle punished for the off angle there. Must have been walled away from the healing that the backline had promised to them when they went on such an adventurous flank. And Yaki Oh, he's got the wrong team up equipped as well. He's got the
I
Gamma team
know,
up on.
I
This
know
is the
everything about
default one for
Florida,
Strange,
chat.
but some would say
I know that we're
Invisible
called the
Woman is
Sunshine
much
State.
Stronger, trying to fly away. Kurisu's there with the punish, and Ektar just has this commanding position. ACONYX have taken this incredibly quickly.
Yeah, they're going to be happy with that. Like, they've got 5 minutes on the clock here, but usually we see teams sort of get stuck on second, even with like big time bangs. They can get stuck in this, like, down this slope in this corner with the payload, and you've just got the high ground to fight against. So Reject have a good window to try and fight up against this, but ACONYX have a good chunk of ultimates as well to fight in. So whether Kenvi can get the right timing with this one, as he's got the Punisher one ready and waiting to go.
That is true. This guy is from the UK. The caster is from the UK, I think, right? So he goes to California and he sees so much sun. Oh, how are you gonna pause right there, bro?
This is a very like tune in next time moment.
Are you serious?
Magnetos be caught out of position.
Next time on
Freeze
Marvel
frame
Rivals.
to be continued in the corner.
What's Florida State bird? That's a great question. It's probably like a blue jay or a cardinal, right?
Make sure the gargoyle went down and like ghost.
Or maybe even a pelican or a seagull.
I'm going to bring up the invisible boundary, make sure that Lastro and Sunghoon are going to be less able to deliver that triage to Gargoyle, who was too far out again. And it feels like Gargoyle, this pressure is mounting on them. We saw it on the last point as well. Take these off angles, find someone alone in the back and just
wait,
run
our
them down with the sword,
our bird
release
is the
claymore from its
Mockingbird?
scabbard and try and cut through that back
There's
line.
no
But
way
ACONYX,
they
continue
just,
to
there's
track
no
this
way.
location of Gargoyle and punish
There
it
is no
whenever it
way
stays.
they called a bird
Can be over on the screen a little bit.
an Eminem song.
Like, we can do this. And
Are you
first
kidding me?
International line is what he said as well, and seeing him look around a little bit is like it's an experience to take in. There's a lot of like green.
There's no way, bro. Was that song actually so popular they actually used that name for a song?
Trying to continue on at the very least for ACONYX as they use an invisible boundary to make sure that things end well for them in that final fight.
All right, Sunghoon has to use the ultimate soon. It was already copied.
At least it wasn't a long pause, though. Okay, let's see this.
Brownie caught in space, which means it's easy headshots for Kenvi Snake, and they can outpace the power of music that was pushed out from Luna. Now Reject, how do they try and recontest this one? Gargoyle might have to use the Meteor Ram. There's a little bit of triage here as Lastro's falling low. They need to be saved, and they can't be, as you cannot eat up all of the damage that came through
Oh
from the
my
thing.
God,
Hemlock just floats away in a bubble in the midst of all of this. Out comes the clobbering time. Sunghoon and Gargoyle are laid down low, and while the Glatrox may be unleashed, I think that it may well
What's
be
Florida
curtains
State
here
flower? That has to
for
be like the
Reject as
sunflower
ACONYX.
now.
They are looking absolutely masterful when it comes to their offense of Museum of Contemplation.
I was thinking that, okay, yeah, finishing the map is one thing, but like ACONYX have 5 minutes
Oh,
on
nice,
the clock
nice
to
little
actually try and set a better
B-hop right
time
there.
here. Reject
This
are
team
probably
has
thinking about
5 minutes.
How is we maybe like had victory,
This
like,
team
stripped from the
has
jaws of
5
loss?
minutes,
How did this
bro.
happen?
It's just the backwards day, I swear, for these teams. For Reject, they're really just struggling to like get a hold of this on the defense. They have got some switchovers. Gargoyle moving over towards this Deadpool Vanguard. Calling card and a Fate of Both Worlds at the very least to try to like sustain this fight and go in. But ACONYX looks set up. Kenvi on the Punisher is taking so much space, and it's so hard for Reject to actually fight this double hit scan.
Gargoyle and Brownie have decided that the answer here is more guns.
Orange
I think
blossom.
want to move over now
What the
onto
hell's
the
an
mag.
orange
It's
blossom?
basically mandatory if it's not banned because of the power of that blade. But Kurisu's still cooking here, ready to unleash the Glatrox. Would love to find an off angle, but it's already
it's
been
just an
noted
orange
by
tree, which
the
makes actually that
Widow.
makes a lot of
So has
sense.
to go back over to the remainder of their team to get some healing.
I mean, this is good peel from Kurisu. He is very well aware that there's going to be that dive in, and now he's going to be looking exactly where Yaki's going to come in from the calling card as the leap in is going to be good enough, but the invisible boundary from Ghost, a little bit late.
Yeah, a little bit late. Could not save Kurisu. And now Yaki might try and wait this one out. It's actually moved in over onto Ghost. What a combo from Yaki. Looking hot to trot when it comes to the Black Cat. Welcome back, Black Cat, after a quick half season away.
And teams
Yeah.
and players certainly have had a lot more
Welcome
time to get used
back
to it. Like, yeah,
to Black
performance
Cat
strong,
after
but
a
we don't
half
even
a
scratch the
season
surface this
of
because
no
just
play.
Teams getting used to playing
Ah.
them. It's so much dedication that has to go into the craft of playing them. And seeing ACONYX just jump into spawn, might have seen some switchovers. Kenvi Snake actually is going to be the one going over towards the Black Cat instead of Kurisu.
I'm pretty sure everyone was happy
for the
during that
Elsa.
half season, by the way.
Big yes to Meteor Rim, ready to play with. Maybe some covering fire here to Brownie.
Nice
Oh,
shot.
The collects come in through. Beautiful shots from Brownie, piercing to the heart of ACONYX. We're going to be going back to the drawing board after this one.
There's no
Lastro's
way
been
you
one of
guys
the
actually missed
stalwart
Black
performances when
Cat
it
in your
comes to
games.
Luna.
Come on,
Not only
chat.
just from like obviously
Be
the
real,
healing,
bro.
you're a
Be
strategist,
real.
you're there to support your team. the damage and the eliminations and the final hits. Lastro is actually really key at finding a lot of these picks, and he's one of the most experienced players playing in hero shooters across a very experienced team, right? So he's the one leading the line.
Is there any games after this one? Yes, we have the last game to see who makes it to the
It's going to open up some backlines. That much
playoffs.
is for certain, keeping Brownie on a swivel. But for now, Piggy, they still have their emergency card if they need to try and pull out. This is very aggressive from Hetlot towards the back. You can instantly see the self-cleanse come through from Luna and the Fate of Both Worlds as well. While Ghost was left unattended in the back, Yaki found himself a kitten purse to try and pull something from the Meteor M. Takes to the skies, looking at 3 Vanguards. They're not ideal. It's a little bit of ring around the Rosie,
God, ring around a Rosie
does
just
save
to not
from
get a
immediate
kill, bro.
execution. Yaki has no such mercy in his heart, though, and is easily chasing after him. Starts to cleave on through with the whip it back and forth.
Just making it so difficult for ACONYX to even leave that spawn. See if there's going to be any more changes, but they had 4.5 minutes. There's so much, actually, that means it's so difficult for Yaki to fight this. Now Chris and Kenby Snake switching over. They kept it the way that they had because they did have that Apex Predator. And Kenby Snake, because he was building up that ultimate, has it himself now over on his side.
Could be a big opener. Gargoyle does not want to expose themselves too early here, so they can keep this off-angle contested. Yaki with a quick iframe and the stealth to try and get out the bubble. Everything went over to Yaki, and the regeneration domain as well. Reject are now in such a dire position as so many of their neutral resources have gone away. Now Son, who has to try and answer this one with the Fate of Both Worlds. Gargoyle just been sent to the other half of the map.
He's gonna get the CC, yep, there you go.
Into the midst of their team, but there is going to be some healing there to try and work with. Purple constantly, the vulnerability is all over them. As Sunghoon dances in the middle of it all, saying, "Don't worry, team, I've got your back." ACONYX running low on time now with only a minute left to play with, but the Feast of the Abyss could be a finisher here. Out comes the calling card from Yaki, trying to find an opening, trying to find anything to claw their team back into this defense. Chomping on through, I think that one might have just been a doppelganger though, and Ghost has fallen away as well. Brownie's got the angle. Brownie's got the
Brownie,
shots.
bro,
Unbelievable
Brownie.
stuff there from the Black Widow, and they certainly are showing what the Red Room do.
They're trying to make this work now. Defense-wise, it's so good for ACONYX. They're switching over towards the Hulk now for Cammy, who's just playing Vanguard, switching it around much as possible. City of Angels not quite giving too much for Angela in this case, but ACONYX having ults. It's just these moments, and certainly the Strategist ultimates coming out after they've already lost a couple of players, and it's just the craziest game of Museum of Contemplation.
Damn, they had like 5 minutes, remember? 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, and now they're at 20 seconds. Damn, and Reject was the team, and they were rolling, by the way.
Melee damage is going to be coming out of ACONYX.
ACONYX was rolling Rejects, and then it was like the total opposite, dude.
Very sad location, but going over towards Ghost.
ACONYX was full holding Reject,
Turns around, tries to
and then Reject capped everything. Reject was getting rolled by ACONYX, but now holding on third point.
Might be overextended as Yaki can no longer open up that angle towards the back, having lost their own life in the midst of all of this. Lastro starts with the Fate of Both Worlds, but it's answered here by Egtar, who's erected their invisible boundary. Reject now have to decide, are we going to try and play for this one, or are we going to go for disengagement towards the back? Karumi has big plans, but there's even bigger healing to be placed upon the Black Widow. Brownie saved there by the triage, and Sunghoon's back at it again. The Fate of Both Worlds drives Reject forward as overtime starts to tick on down. Brownie finds himself even more piggy, cleaves through, he draws the sword, and even though Reject were faced with Oblivion, they're going to be the ones to surely consign ACONYX out of this tournament here and now. They want to match up against Ram. They are hungry to make it to mid-season finals, and ACONYX, their last spirited defense cannot work out. Kami's down, so too is Ghost, and so too are the hopes.
The guy was sniping him at spawn. That's funny.
Trying to get these people through, but now needs to meet them on transit on the objective itself. But Piggy is finding so much.
I think that might be GG's, chat. I think that might be GG's. It doesn't look like anyone is getting kills on that team. Brownie is farming them from the back, bro. He's giving them back shots. Oh, what a pick. That's GG's, bro. That's GG's.
Regeneration domains are here.
I think Rejects won.
Got nothing to do. There's going to be a clobbering time, but it seems to have gone too far away. Only a single stun onto Sunghoon, but there's no one to follow up.
And now we are going to see the last match of the day.
A 2-0, but it's one of those times where the scoreline doesn't quite look as what you'd expected. ACONYX, again, one of the few teams to be eliminated first, unable to get that map or series win.
I feel so sad, man. I feel so sad. We already seen one of the teams go home, chat.
Really argue that they had such a strong